Durham collapse again as 15 wickets fall on day one. Both teams were still looking for their first wins of the championship season after Gloucestershire escaped with a draw against Glamorgan and Durham slipped to their third straight defeat at Worcester. So a crucial encounter at the Riverside even at this early stage of the season, and after an uncontested toss, Durham batted first. On his return to the side, Ryan Pringle hit a couple of early boundaries, but that's as far as he got before he was LBW to Ryan Higgins for 9. And Durham's woes were just beginning because David Payne launched an inspired spell for the visitors, first taking the prized wicket of Bancroft, caught behind for a duck. In his next over he caught Alex Lees off his own bowling and Durham were 14 for 3. Payne's strike rate of a wicket per over continued when he scattered Hart stumps for naught and it was 17 for 4. In the context of the morning, Durham then put together something of a partnership as Burnham and Travaskis added 14 for the 5th wicket, before Matthew Taylor got in on the act, Higgins taking the catch to remove Travaskis for 10. After that, Durham went into survival mode, with Burnham hitting 3 of the 6 boundaries they managed in the morning session. At lunch, they were 54 for 5 from 30 overs. Still lots to do to rebuild the innings, and there was an early setback in the afternoon session. After adding 31 with Burnham, Eckersley played no stroke and was a second LBW victim for Higgins. Burnham now seemed to represent Durham's last hope of any kind of total, and he moved into the 40s with Ben Rain offering support. Burnham had a let-off on 42 when Dent put him down at slip off Josh Shaw, but he couldn't take advantage because 1 run later he was out, Dent making no mistake this time with Taylor the bowler. But Shaw did get his wicket. In the next over he had Bryden Cars caught behind first ball and the hosts were 109 for 8. Now it was Rain's turn to play the senior role as Durham looked to eke out more runs. He'd reached 42 when he fell to the same combination of Bracey and Shaw. Matt Salisbury had a couple of boundaries in his 23 before he was last man out and Payne's 4th wicket of the innings. Tea taken a few minutes early with Durham 158 all out. Another tough day so far for the bottom side, with only Burnham and Rain making much of a contribution. When play resumed, Gloucestershire got off to a confident start in reply to that small total, 27 runs added for the first wicket, before Hammond fell LBW to Cars. Chris Dent looked in ominous form for a Durham side that needed to take quick wickets, but when the skipper had reached 23 he nicked Salisbury behind and Gloucestershire's solid start soon faltered. Hankins was bowled by Salisbury for a duck and it was 65 for 3. And Salisbury was definitely Durham's hero when he struck again in his next over, Roderick LBW for 1, and at 67 for 4 Gloucestershire were in danger of wasting their bowlers' good work. While the wickets had been falling, James Bracey had been at the other end and now the wicketkeeper batsman started to play some shots. But then he was caught behind for 35 to give Rushworth his first wicket. Howell and Shaw made it to stumps for the visitors, but 120 for 5 represented a good fight back from Durham's bowlers. Sadly, their problems with the bat have left them under pressure yet again.